So what you're seeing here is looking east on the old Virginia Beach and Munden line. This runs through a residential neighborhood. Going out of my way today to film this line because the news says that they're going to tear this entire line out from Newtown Road, which is the direction that we're facing now, all the way to the ocean front, replacing it with a 60-foot wide asphalt bike and hiking and walking path. So this will be the official end of any opportunity to reuse these rails. Originally, there was talk of extending the Tide, which is the light rail service in Norfolk, just beyond Newtown Road, into Virginia Beach, but the village or town of Virginia Beach, or city, or whatever they call themselves, didn't want it and voted it down, I think twice, thereby ending any possibility that the light rail service would be coming into Virginia Beach. Now, in some other videos, at that post right there is a whistle sign, 2 long lines, a dot, and then another long line to tell the engineer how to blow the whistle at the coming crossing. That's what it looked like. Still looks like that on Google Earth, but someone has since removed that sign, and it's no longer here. Just the pole remains, unfortunately. And I had actually hoped to see that sign, but someone got it. You can see it in Class J Productions videos. He's a local train enthusiast, and he's actually showed this line when that pole and some of the crossing signals still existed, but by now everything's been paved over, and except for this one crossing here, this goes into a private driveway. It crosses a private driveway, and this person has plenty of signage up about no trespassing, so I'm assuming he doesn't really care for people coming anywhere near his property, but he's probably not going to be too happy or thrilled with the idea of having a 60-foot wide bike, hiking, and walking trail pass his driveway. There's a little bridge up there. It crosses over a little creek. I didn't walk it because, like I said, with all the signage, it's obvious that the guy doesn't like people screwing around by his house, and I don't blame him, but even though it's public property, there's a sign there that says it's city property, which may or may not be correct because they took, I think, $40 million from the state to develop the light rail. So it actually may be state property. Here we're looking east from Market Street, and this is an up-and-coming area. This is where all the higher-end shops are in the mall. There's a big mall across the street. This is where a lot of the higher-end clothing stores are, and upper-end new condominium developments and mid-rise. They don't really have high-rises here. I guess there's a couple, but this is where I would say the millennial wealth is in town, and so I would imagine it was part of the driving force behind creating this trail here, because generally speaking, that's the group of people that prefer bike riding and hiking and walking around. So it does stretch quite a ways through that area. And this here is getting up towards the end by Newtown Road, and this is old industry, and now it's a quarry of some type, and the trackage has long been since disconnected. There's actually a Y there that goes into another section of track that Y's off up ahead there as you're looking, and we'll go up there in a second. And so there were several industries here that used the railroad for freight, and but they've long since been torn down. And in fact, I'm going to walk down here and show you there's this switch was obviously mechanically affixed in the open position long before the railroad went abandoned. They took the switching out of it, so it was just straight. They didn't remove the Y, but they did take the switch out. And then up here is a base for what was probably a signal of some type, probably indication of the switch, or I don't really know. It looks pretty substantial, so it may have been a cantilevered signal, overhead signal. I don't know. I didn't see any pictures of it. It looks like it's been gone for quite a while. But of course it'll be gone permanently now pretty soon. Some of the old ballast is still there. And then this is getting up towards where the track ends there at the street, which is Witch Duck. It goes beyond there, under that viaduct you can see in the far distance, up to Newtown Road, but most of the track has been pulled up now, and there's a lot of equipment over there. They've been working on this intersection since I've moved here. It's almost 2 years. There's an old derailer. It's laying there. I helped myself to one of the one of those pink painted spikes that was laying next to it before it all ends up in the landfill. Someone's obviously pulled it off or knocked it off with a piece of machinery. There's heavy machinery in here. And so there it sits. And that's the heavy machinery for whatever they're doing there. It looks like they're grinding up rock for concrete mix, if I had to guess. Probably for the project that's been ongoing since we've lived here. So, and then just for posterity's sake, I walked to the very, very end of what exists left of the Munden line. And it's right there. And pretty soon even this old rusty relic will be gone. Thanks for watching.